famous, cause I'm looking so Jamaish. They want me to be famous, cause I'm looking so Jamaish. They want me to be famous, cause I'm looking so Jamaish. I'm looking so Jamaish. I keep the legacy alive now, but they still out here complaining, putting that all on my naming. Don't give a damn what my last name is. Don't even care where all my pain is. Can't even give me props for changing, but that's exactly what the game is. I think it's love, darling. I gotta keep these scrubs off him. Talking about he was awesome.
Recovery does work, number one. I'm Andre. Today I'm 350 days sober. I just think back to the county when I first, I was on a violation for two probation. I violated twice on probation. The first one was a technical for an address change, and then the second one was because they told me I couldn't go online anymore because I was doing so much stupid stuff. Going to strip clubs, just feeling like I could just run everybody else's life, like real narcissistic. So, and I had to learn the hard way, and I thought I was going back to prison the last time I violated. When I went to prison, when I went to the county, it was like, man, I didn't know what to do from there. I was like, and I met somebody in the cell, and he was like, man, why are you here? Like, you got all this talent, you do what you're supposed to do in the music industry, like, you got so much talent, why are you in the county? Why do you keep coming back to jail? And I was like, man, I just drank too much. I'm an alcoholic, man. I just, money, I'm addicted to money, I'm addicted to sex, I'm addicted to control, the fame and fortune of the entertainment. And he was like, man, have you ever heard of AA? And I was like, no, what's that? What is that situation? And he was like, listen, I'm gonna sign you up to go to AA, and you're gonna go try it out because I don't want to see you go back to prison because you got so much talent. So from there, I went to AA. The first time I went to the AA class, I seen everybody sitting around saying, hi, my name is such and such, and I have this many days sober. And I'm just looking around like, why am I here? I don't understand it. So when I started reading the book, I started to get triggered. I started getting mad at the book that I was reading. And I went back to my cell and I was angry about it because I was like, man, this book is kind of identical to my character. And my cellmate was like, what's wrong, man? Like, why you look so mad for it? Like, why you so angry about your, going to AA? I said, because, it's just, I don't like it. So I wound up talking to a few other people, and they were like, listen, Andre, right now you need to save your life on the streets before you go to prison for life, because I have 25 years probation. And he was like, listen, man, you need to go stop drinking, get your life together, and do right. So from there, I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna try this out. And somebody put in the word for me to go and apply for a recovery program. From there, I signed up, went to court. At first, I thought they were gonna deny me from going to another place, and they signed me up to go to the Bridges. So the judge let me get out of the county. I was out for 2 months. And then from there, I Googled the Bridges. And I was like, there's no way possible I'm going to that place at all, because it was a 1-star and it just looked horrible. It was a horrible area. So I hired a lawyer, and God blessed me, because before I had taken a call, and I realized who it was later was, Gabe. I prayed for him. I'm praying for him still, Gabe. I spoke to Gabe before I left the county. And then when I called again, I let Gabe know, listen, man, I was excited. Man, I'm coming to the recovery house, man. I'll be there on the 1st. So I get inside the recovery house, I take the photo. I'm like, I'm here. I got all my bags in here. I'm looking. I'm like, man, where's my room at? I get to the room. It's just a window on them. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to be in this place at all. They got me in this room just observing me and stuff. So I'm aggravated. I'm going to Al. I'm like, Al, when y'all gonna move me? Tim, when you gonna move me, man? I'm annoyed by the situation. I'm just like, this place is definitely not for me, man. And the first thing that really I realized when I was in recovery and I had a problem is when they took my phone away. That was the start of everything. My phone getting taken away, I was like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I don't have no contact. I have all this restitution to pay. I don't know what I'm gonna do. As we got further into the program, church setup came. That was agitating. I'm in my first experience with church setup. I was with Dominic, and I was there. Had my little vape. I was gonna smoke a little vape. I smoked my vape. I heard somebody blow his breath like he's blowing behind me right now. I turned around and I said, what's going on? He said, bro, you're supposed to be cleaning up. I said, bro, you're not supposed to be smoking in here at all. I'm like, all right, bro, I got you. I was like, so I'm straight. I'm not gonna get written up or nothing. I'm gonna be straight when I get back, right? He's like, bro, don't worry about it. When we get back, everything's gonna be cool. You're gonna be straight. I got you, bro. I got you. So I'm like, cool. So I go to the room. All I hear is, Al wants you. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, hey, Al, what's going on? Al was like, mail us. I'm like, Al, what's going on? He's like, yeah, man, we're signing this paper right here. but so funny though, because it's just like, we grew so much behind that situation, and it taught me a very valuable lesson that you gotta stick to the plan. You can't cheat nothing, and that's what Dominic stood for. He basically was like, I used to walk around and be like, man, I can't stand Dominic, man, I can't, you know what I mean? But it was the truth that he was just that person that was really serious about recovery, and I couldn't deal with that situation because I still didn't want to be there. You know what I mean? As far as Uncle Joe, man, always telling me the man in the mirror. That stuck. I know he say it all the time. The man in the mirror, the man. You know what I'm saying? But it really sticks. That's when you think about that aspect, it's true. Like when you look in the mirror, man in the mirror, you see yourself, a reflection of yourself. And I always thought back to that. I utilized that concept that Uncle Joe used to tell me every time, and just like look at the man in the mirror. As far as another person who was influential to me was definitely Will's hard work to the field, like every day cleaning the ice. Like, man, how do you do all this stuff, Will? Like, I don't understand it. And I used to try to go in my room to avoid it just in case he asked me to clean up. So we learned from there. But definitely Will was, he was a hard worker. Roy, you already know, man. Like, it's much love to you, bro. Like, you're always there in my corner. Now, next, Al in classes. Let's get to Al now. Oh, man. So how Al got me was the first time I sat in a meeting with Al, all I heard was ego, suck it up, cupcake. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, I was like, oh man, all right, suck it up, cupcake. You know what I mean? And I kept hearing it over, and I was like, man, one day I'm just gonna put a whole bunch of cupcakes in front of his door and block him in it. You know what I mean? But I remember there's cameras in there, so I couldn't do it. But realistically, it was just like, it was true because he identified what my problem was. Like it was my ego. It was my, and nobody, even though so many people say, oh, Andre, man, you're so humble. But I'm really, like, deep down inside, if you really, really get to know me up close, which I don't allow because of that, I'm really not humble at all. I'm very, very arrogant. So for me to work, that's why I'm so distant from everybody, is because I had to close that ego down, and he identified that. He identified it from the start. And every time I used to see Al, he used to look and make sure the little things, Andre, this, Andre, you got to do this, Andre, you got to do that. And I appreciate that for you, Al. As far as Paul, I gotta say, the Paul is Trump 2024, baby. Like never be Trump 2024. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Another thing that really hurt me in the program a lot was seeing everybody that I got close to like leave. That's when the program became realistic to me, because I had nobody to gossip to no more. Like all the people that used to be around me, I used to gossip to and talk to them, and like everybody left. Damon, E, everybody. There's so many people that left. Carlos, both of the Carloses, they all left, and it was tough for me to see my brothers fall, and it hurt me bad. My favorite class was the course. Like Ed said, like that was something that I really, and it was just like the book in the beginning, like I told you, as far as when I was in the county, because I had to identify my problems, and it helped me. The homework, really thinking out my answers, going from class to class, interacting, and really getting to see interact with Ed, because that was, I kind of like, I know I was kind of getting annoying. Ed said I copied his phone text, but I think Ed copied me. But we're not going to talk about that. But other than that, let me see. Did I cover everything? As far as Julie, same thing with Julie. Julie always being there. She helped me. You just got to take your time with things. I was aggravated because I'm so used to making so much revenue and so much money. So it's just being here is not a lot of jobs in the area of my profession that I pursue. And Julie gave me the realest talk, and she told me, Andre, like, you can't expect everybody to just trust you again. It's not gonna work out like that. You're not just gonna come in here, do fantastic things, and think that you're going to, get back to square one again. So I thank you for that, Ms. Julie, for giving me that insight. And definitely, last but not least, Tim. Man, Tim is like the big brother I never had. Like, he was tough. Like, even in situations people just see, like, man, I remember this. It's a funny story. It was him and Chris. We was going to work. They think I didn't know, but I'm gonna keep it real. So I get up to go to work to the chicken spot, right? Like, my normal job, because I worked at EDC Marketing Group, and I didn't work there anymore. So they're like, finally, Julie and Ed's like, listen, Andre, you can work for yourself, but don't miss anything. You got to get it done. So Tim's like, I'm coming too. I'm coming to work. I'm in my mind. I'm like, man, they spying on me. So Tim gets in the car. Tim and Chris, they're in the car, and Chris is driving the car, and Tim's sitting in the front. I can see Tim's face. Like, I want to see if he really works at this chicken spot, man. so he gets out. So I go and I buy him some chicken and stuff. So Tim's just moving around, posing, just looking. He's expecting the place like he expects here. He's looking up, and he's like, okay. That's why I feel like I gained. That's when I felt like I gained Tim's trust, because it wasn't the fact that he doubted me. It's just like he was on a big brother level, because he knew what I was dealing with. 25 years probation, not relapsing again, sharing my story with him. And every day, every time I have an issue, a problem, or I feel like I'm about to clash. It's been several times I felt like I was gonna relapse, but I always shared it with Tim, and he was always there for me. So I appreciate you so much, Tim. And last thing before I go, who woke us up? God. I offer myself to thee, to build with me, to do with me as thy will. Lead me in the bondage of self, so I may better do thy will. Take away my difficulties, that victory over them may bear witness to those I help. Thy power, thy love, and thy way of life. God, do thy will always. Amen.